Hey, what's up guys, your boy Rough Diesel here, and today I got a really special topic for you. The importance of mobility and flexibility and posing. I get this question all the time, so I figured I'd show you a few different tips and tricks to help you make your pose routine great. Alright guys, so the first stretching tip I'm going to show you is basically your ground lunge, or right here. So typically, I'll hold this one for about a minute. I know there's a lot of smart guys out there that say that static stretching isn't really useful anymore, but I would like to argue the fact that gymnasts and cheerleaders do it all the time, and they're probably the most flexible people I've ever seen. Kai Green, Tom Platts as well, all do static stretching, all very, very flexible. When we're doing a posing routine, we want to be able to do more than just one thing. I think that's where it came to be an issue in the newer age of bodybuilding, where a lot of these guys, neglected their stretching, neglected their mobility, and they can only hit these three poses: the front double, the back double, the most muscular. They can't physically get down here anymore because they don't practice. I think this pose series adds so much depth to your posing routines. It gives you a lot more versatility when you're posing. You can do different poses. You can do your front double, you can do your crucifix, you can do a lat spread from this position. You can also transition into kneeling poses from here. You can also do this pose from the rear. So it adds a lot of versatility to what you can do on stage, and it can really, really take your posing to the next level. Alright guys, so another stretch I really like to do is something that really kind of loosens up my hip flexors. So basically it's the same thing. You just do a lunge from this position now, hips facing forward. And you really just stretch this part out here. And I would also suggest you contract your glute at the same time. This is what's called a PNF stretch. Basically just hold this. You can do rounds, like 1 to 3 rounds, or you can time it, whatever works for you, whatever works best. So you hold this, and this pose is important because when I'm doing things like this right here, you can really take things to like another level. So these type of poses are really cool in this angle. A lot of people can't do this. They can only do like a normal kneeling stance. But if you can do this, it's going to be really, really interesting in a routine. Because also it adds more versatility as well. You can start in this position with like a bicep pose, and then you can slide up into a normal kneeling pose. Man, really, really cool stuff here. Things that can really, really, give you some ideas and different things to work with when you pose. All right, so another thing that's not pertaining to a routine, what also is applicable in your mandatories as well, it's just your external rotation of your shoulder. So most people, they can only go about here. The way you want to have it is to be able to bring your arm really, really far back. The further back you can rotate that arm, the better the judges can see your bicep peak. And especially for guys like me who don't have the biggest arms, the biggest biceps, that really can play a big difference on what the judges see from their angle. Alright guys, so now I'm going to cover probably one of the hardest poses to do in bodybuilding. The 3/4 back shot, made famous by Arnold Schwarzenegger. He even has a statue of him doing it. Basically, there's a lot of things that go into this pose. And you really need to be very, very flexible to be able to hit it properly. Even I have a hard time hitting it, and I don't do it very often at all. You may see me do it once or twice just because it's very, very difficult. The first thing you need to have is some good hip mobility and torso mobility as well. So I'd suggest practicing stretching that out as often as possible. Another thing you need to have is to be able to bring your arm really, really far back. This back arm here, and you'll see in a second. And lastly, you need to be able to have really good internal rotation of this back leg as well. So when you hit this pose here, bring it up. You really need to bring this back, and that's why you need this rotation here. That's why you need this rotation here as well. So that is definitely a tough pose to hit, but yeah, practice all of these by stretching like this. We can do static stretching, loaded stretches after your workout. I talked about that in a different video if you want more information on loaded stretching. You can also do PNF, which my trainer, Joe Hypertrophy Coach, he advocates quite a bit. It's basically isometric holds at the beginning of a workout. So let's say we're trying to be able to bring this arm further back, then we actually hold those muscles in the position that activates that. So right now I'm contracting my back as hard as possible. Really trying to bring my arms back as far as I can that way. A lot of different sports coaches actually are starting to gravitate towards that as well. So those are a couple of different ways you can kind of work on your posing, work on your strategies to get better at posing, take your posing to the next level. Hope you guys liked it, and until next time, peace.